The stream is live.
And there we go. We are back up.
All right.
Yep. So, where were you guys going?
Well, I think Ikaros was most definitely trying to focus on the fact that we don't have a map of this place.
All right. So, what are you guys doing about it?
And someone suggested they had a way to get. They had a contact to pull.
And that'll be Gray. Gray's going to send off a quick message to his info broker. I have some work. If you're interested, please let me know as soon as possible.
All right.
Tiresias.
And Gray's info broker gets to the comm link on the second ring.
Message. They don't ever really communicate with voice.
Okay. That's cut off on your sheet.
It would be distorted too, so it's possible.
All right. So you have fired off this message. Does this message say exactly, since that's important for an info broker?
It says, I have some work. I need the 4 plans for, what was the place called again?
It is currently called the Proteus Desalination Plant. They are planning to give it a public-facing name
I need the most
during the grand opening.
Yeah, I need the most up-to-date, the factory, the thing you just said. So, possible. I will compensate you greatly greatly for the task. Message. Have a nice day.
All right, and you get back a text message. All right, see what I got. It'll be a bit.
I'm willing to wait for a bit.
And please make me a connection test on Mr. Tiresias.
Can I spend
fireworks going off outside my window? And can you what?
Can I spend a point of edge on my connection's behalf?
You may not in this case. You get not got much. It's under construction. Last schematic's almost 3 weeks old. A bunch of stuff might have changed. 600.
Thank you.
And you get the file.
The file with the group.
Okay. Give me a couple of minutes to draw the multiple levels of complex machinery. And you guys are perfectly free to keep going while I do that.
Do we have the ferries scheduled that's supposed to run back and forth? It says there's a...
It runs from Seattle at the top of the hour and half hours back to Seattle.
At like 24.
24.
So we at least have a public way in, but then the crew said that they found another way in. So which way do you folks want to do it? I want to say let's try to see if we can get the least public option to transport us back. But if we can go in there, like, how weaponized do you all want to be?
You do not want to be weaponized. If this is going to be as big of a thing as it's going to be, carrying weapons into this place is going to get you hit with a hammer.
Yeah.
At least carrying enough weapons to be obvious terrorists.
I would assume we were trying to get in and get out without them even knowing we were there.
I'm just saying, if the job gets real hairy real quick, I know I'm just going to be carrying my slap patches, so.
Well, I'm going to say this. They didn't mention their freaking secret entrance if they had one.
It does say that there are grates on the intakes.
Do you want to try and go through a reverse osmosis filter?
I would not.
That's because it's what we would call a bad idea.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only obvious ways in that they found us. Now, if we can get those floor plans, we may find less obvious ways in.
Well, I will not be going through a filter.
Time.
I will most definitely help you if you need it, but
Understandable.
I'm not equipped for underwater expeditions, so.
Yeah, that
I
would
can call
be.
water spirits to help us out in that aspect.
What was that?
I can summon water spirits to get us in and out underwater.
well, that would be fine, except they have all sorts of stuff to stop that.
Yeah, I'm seeing at least 4 other water spirits in the water itself, so that might not be a good idea.
And a watcher. High rating watcher.
And there is this catering company that goes to the island that we may be able to use that to get on.
Yeah, but we'll have to get out with a filter intact, though.
Not intact, just
We
a
just
good
need-
enough, close enough for a sample.
About what size do you think that'd be, though?
He was not specific on this.
Probably at least a handful. That's what I would go for as your minimum safe size. Now, if it's like hand-sized filters, which I doubt, you could probably just steal one of those if for some reason they have a hand-sized filter that won't be like incredibly obvious that you're stealing it.
That and
I'm sorry, I just had a mental image of like one of the real like a filter about as tall as a person that someone's just like trying to smuggle through with their coat.
You almost got me to key up to laugh.
yeah,
We've all
And-
had those days.
yeah. And the material it's made out of. So Is there any tool we can bring across that isn't too illegal and wouldn't be too suspicious if someone was carrying it to get it?
Use you guys use your best guesses. I'm just the Matrix help.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get the Matrix help, because are we looking at trying to solder a hole through it, or are we looking to just pick up and go?
Ikaros shared with the rest of the group what he found on his search, correct?
Correct.
These are all list heavy metals. I doubt the little mini welder will do much against that. Depending on how it's built.
All right.
If we're just supposed to get the catalyzing agent, why are we grabbing a filter?
I would joke. I would joke. Sorry.
Because the catalyzing agent is the filter ton. That's what Ikaros found out.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yes, the catalyst is the filter, is the filtering, is the catalytic filter. I will use all three of those terms.
Catalyst.
Yes, the run is to cut up the catalyst and get it out of the building.
So will that somehow increase the production of this facility, or at least the quality?
It will increase the throughput.
We're helping.
So do you think a fire spirit might be able to cut through it?
Sure.
That's a lot of attention.
Yeah.
It's your life.
Think on ideas here. I mean, maybe a monofilament thing.
Well, here's one thing. I mean, I guess their entrance that they found that actually is viable is their Jordan Care in general. This Jordan Care guy, who they won't describe what's wrong with him, but he's apparently a fragging piece of work here. And he very
Out of
much
character. Generally along the lines of keep him away from your elementary schools.
Oh,
Thus keeping it off camera. And sorry guys, even if you wanted to, I have to kibosh, using that particular vice. Because that's into you are morally dead.
so no
Gotcha.
physically masking one of the elves as a child. That's a joke.
So your guess is good as mine.
How about we just take over the catering boat?
Yeah, that sounds easier. Try to time it so they're making a delivery. Let's see if my friend can get.
Can Matrix support tell us when the next catering shipment's supposed to go out?
Take over as in like join in, or take over as in violent takeover?
Vehicle while they're doing their catering job.
So the second. Okay.
It doesn't have to be violent.
Well, you know, not violent, just borrowing, and then send the boat back. holding a gun to their head, saying you'll leave it. We will be taking your boat now. No, just getting the authorization to take it and go back.
Yeah, for just a reason to need that boat.
All right. I can look that up.
What I'm hearing right now is we need to get to the island, find where the doodad is, cut out the doodad, and then leave the island. All while, typical avoiding. Am I saying?
Sounds
You're missing the part where your guys' main plan is to hijack a boat heading to a secure facility that will be running a public service.
Let's take the ferry.
Well, guys, hold on. The boat goes to the country club, not this place. That's where the caterer is delivered to.
Oh, I thought that was like the lunch service for the plant or some junk.
Nope, they brown bag it.
Wow,
Or
produce
the-
is cheap.
Yeah.
To where this place is going, or no idea?
As far as food, it wasn't something they investigated. You could investigate, but there's not a separate boat. But that's where that boat goes.
Okay, so both of these plans still, you have to include moving from the country club into the facility.
Yep.
If we just get
And
a
there
boat,
is a boat rental place listed in those notes as well. So that contact has already been made for fishing boat sort of things.
I'm look up the theme. So did the 18 do anything helpful for us outside pointing out big security?
At least we know how many
That's
guards there are.
something.
And it is.
They have drones on site. I could probably figure out more right now than they could, but I think I'm going to take a walk for a little while here. And Ikaros is going to leave and get into his car and drive around a little bit. And he's going to go into Hot Sim VR and he's going to try and put a mark on this host. The desalinization host.
All right.
But first, he's going to matrix perceive it because he really wants to double check that this host is as they said. All right, 3 questions. What's this host rating?
It is rating 5.
What's its firewall?
Its firewall is 6.
Well, that's close enough for me to know that they probably were right with the other two.
Seeing as it looks like those looks like they have a bunch of cameras and stuff. I'm about to do something pretty crazy.
Okay.
I like Matrix crazy.
No cussing Crash 3.0, please.
Oh,
Though, can we at least blind the technomancers?
Ikaros is an exotaku, as a matter of fact.
So you can totally blame the technomancers whether he has any resonance or not.
It doesn't count if he doesn't have residence. He's not
Yes,
a current
it does.
technomancer. He's not a current technomancer.
But he was an otaku, and how are they to know?
Well,
He doesn't advertise that he's an exotaku, by the way.
yeah, but no. If he obviously has a deck and he's not accessing the matrix with his mind as of current, it's not a technomancer. He is not a technomancer.
Cool. So the crazy thing
And
I was
if we're
talking
going,
about
and if
is
we're gonna keep going and hacking stuff, can I get a deck tossed up somewhere?
sure. Give me just one moment here. And there you go. So I'm effectively at 6, actually, I should say.
Awesome, thank you.
Would you consider? Let's see. Would you consider that snooping close enough to sensor warfare or sensor operations?
Since Ikaros predates that change, yes,
What change?
they now allow Snoop as a specialization for EWAR
Cool.
as of the clarifications thing that went up like last week.
All right. Thank you.
So yes, I will do that since you predate that change.
I'm going to edge that. I will keep 6 of those.
All right.
So do I have a feed from all the cameras, or did I get marked?
You have a feed from all the cameras.
Cool. I share that across the DNI.
And you see the big number next to your baby monitor, right?
Oh, that's a tiny number.
No, but I mean
Yeah, I
size-wise.
see it. I'll slot in virtual machine and then fly on the wall there, just so that people can get, just so that it takes a good long while before that number starts to increase.
Okay.
And then Ikaros will go in. So are the drones are the drones linked to the host as well?
They are not.
That is
Um,
the issue.
Yeah, actually do a quick visual perception check just to see the folks and to see if any of them are openly carrying anything.
Okay. They're obviously carrying some kind of long arms. Give me a visual perception or firearms to identify them. All right. Gray, do you know anything about firearms?
Um, I'm afraid my specialty lies in pistols. So
They definitely appear to be long arms with a bipod on the bottom. Beyond that, you can't really tell much.
big guns.
They are big guns and they have large clips on the bottom and bipods.
Cool.
Anybody who does, do you have any ranks in automatics?
On me.
Yes. If not, I'm gonna give you logic plus intuition to recognize them from having seen them around.
Alright.
And they look like assault rifles.
Cool.
What exactly, you can't tell.
But he's going to just sternly assume big gun make a lot of big bang that'll make a lot of holes in the elven folk.
Echo will consult the previous team's intel and assume that these are probably the cult inceptions that are mentioned.
That would probably be a safe bet.
Nasty.
Mm-hmm. This is probably not the sort of place. This is probably not the sort of place to go hot.
Yeah.
So, those big guns make a lot of big holes.
There
Yep.
would
Can I
be
do a
nice
visual
here.
Can I do a visual perception on the feeds to see anybody other than the obvious guards that are walking around?
Sure can. So there's a bunch of elves chatting in what looks like a mostly finished control room while one of them is soldering a couple of pieces of control circuitry in the midst of the gaggle.
Are they wearing like Proteus jumpsuits, or are
They
these
they are
construction
wearing
team?
they are wearing Proteus hats and what looks like industrial jumpsuits.
So
Kind of thing you could pick up at Stuffer Shack, or are these specific?
These are look to have been tailored for working around water.
so here's a question real quick. Do I see the filters that we're supposed to be stealing?
Look around there, but yes, probably. Yes, you
How
see them.
how big are they?
Well, the final filters look to be, about 2 decimeters by a decimeter by 5 centimeters.
So fit in a backpack size?
So fit in a particularly large backpack size.
Duffel bag size.
Easily.
All right. I wonder if they have all the. These filters go bad eventually, correct?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not gonna like this, but I could probably just go in and see when they. See when they. What do you call that?
Change the filters.
Get a shipment of filters.
I think I see where you're going.
But if worse do you think maybe we could try to intercept a shipment of filters and go from there?
That would be much more effective than trying to rob the place that,
Okay.
as you guys want.
So,
to do it.
so you're trying to see where they get their filters?
Yep, but that would probably involve me going in and popping open a few invoices,
Yep.
which Ikaros is not willing to do for right now. At least not without taking some drugs.
Drugs.
Do you need drugs? Because a face can probably try to find drugs.
Oh no, Ikaros has his drugs. But Ikaros is going to stop at a stuffer shack and buy himself a relatively high rating stim patch.
Okay.
Seen this?
What size of stim patch do you want?
I would like a rating 6 stim patch.
Okay.
The team this? Or because I have stim patches, man.
Well, there's the whole thing that he doesn't seem like he particularly trusts people, so.
Nope. And you guys, he really, really doesn't want to be associated with, because some of the things you said have already told him when shit goes down, Ikaros wants to be as far away from you as he can be. That's not me being trying to be a dick. It's just
Oh, it's an in-character response. I get it, man.
he
It's all
doesn't.
good.
Yeah, he's pretty sure that you guys are gonna crash and burn. He doesn't want to be associated with that.
It's an in-character response. It's okay, dude.
Tom hasn't even told you about his last one.
Yep.
Oh God, Tonn telling about the last run.
Tom
That
is
would
being
make it
silent about that.
That would make Ikaros, walk very quickly away.
You should totally tell Ikaros about that run.
Echo's last runs haven't gone totally mohawk.
Well, my last
The
run had
mohawkiest mohawk.
Island.
What was that?
Island. A friends of mine run. Whole plan was, so you have a bunch of Shadowrunners thinking they're going to a meet. They get on a plane, and then you just toss them onto an island. All of the Big Ten's security is all competing for a prize. Weapons. Have fun.
They're out of the rating 12. They've got a couple of rating 5s.
I'll buy a rating 5 for sure.
Okay.
How many rating 5s do they have?
2.
I'll clear them out.
Okay.
Ikaros is going to drive home. He's going to pick up his good friend Juan, the drone.
Okay.
And then he's about to do something that's probably pretty dumb.
Okay.
He takes a hit of psych.
Okay. So far, so decent. Give me that addiction test, please.
All right, let me just reopen up my core because I'm an idiot and forgot to close. And I forgot I closed it. All right.
Psyche is addiction 6. And it is using psychological.
So logic, willpower 5.
Yep. With a threshold of 2.
Yeah, I
Easily,
beat that.
easily clear the I can totally quit this anytime I want rule.
All right, the next one is going to be a little more tricky because this is where it gets to. This is probably a bad idea because next Ikaros is going to do some trance.
Okay.
This is a new one I have not heard before.
This is from Flesh Drug.
Yep.
Ikaros is about to paralyze himself
Become super awesome at decking.
and paralyzed.
And have to make an addiction rating or addiction test.
Yep. Also, if I am reading this right,
I'm about
and
to
I am.
overdose. Yes.
Okay.
That's why I said this is probably a dumb thing.
Okay. Just making sure you know. And
That was why I bought the stim patches. I'll be honest.
and
yep,
it's
not addicted to that either.
okay. And you are taking
12.
6 plus.
So I need to
5.
roll my 8 dice here to resist dying. That is not optimal. But I believe I have 3, 6, 9.
Resisted with
Yep, I can
plus
take that.
willpower.
Yep, I rolled that. I got 1 success. So I soaked 1 of it. And then
You soaked one of
then
the
Juan
11?
is going to
You soaked one of the 11?
1 of the 12.
Okay.
It should be 12.
I count 5 and 6 as 11.
Oh, I thought. Oh, it's like 6 or 5, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yep, then I'm
Oh
even
no,
better.
psych is 6. I'm sorry. Yes, you did that appropriately.
All right.
Cool.
So Juan is about to do some medical stuff. He's going to first aid me.
Okay. So let's see what he's doing.
Oh hell yes. Oh wait, that should be only 6 successes, or only no wait, that went effect. I forgot to subtract the 2 or the 1 off of my for my essence.
Okay.
So I should be that
Recovering 5.
Yep.
And
And then I have
assuming
1 apply a
uh,
stim patch.
give me 1 second, because I think actually first aid can't be used against stun
I'm
for some
certain
reason.
it can. It's heal that
Medicine.
can't be used.
Medicine heals stun.
Alright. Okay, stun or physical. Yep. Cool. Just wanted to double check. So you
And
can
then-
recover 5 stun.
And that puts me at 5 even, roughly.
Yep.
And then I take then I have Wand Post and Patch on.
Okay.
That puts me at 0 effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I'm about to go full crazy here. Alrighty. Just trying to think of how, if I want to change anything on here. I probably am a little too tired to be a decker right now. But I'm giving it my best shot. Maybe switch out. I will switch out Fly on a Wall for Sneak. For that extra
Okay.
defense being spotted. And then I will hop into that host.
And it took you at least half an hour to go to a stuffer shack and pick that up and one to first aid you. So,
All right.
there you go.
I'm fine with that.
Yep. So you have hopped into the host. Are you running silent?
Yep. I switched to silent mode immediately after I snooped.
Okay. So congratulations, you are in VR in the host. Everything is themed in a water motif, and it appears that they are following non-standard physics.
That's very useful. All right. I'm going to have to search for something, or I'm going to have to find this file. So, going to switch out Baby Monitor for Browse to cut that down to a 30-second timer. And I'm going to matrix search.
And now you're going to look for a file?
Yep, I'm going to be looking specifically for the invoices for stuff for device transport,
Okay.
for filter transport. Ugh.
Cool. You have found the accounting subsection, and in it there is the stack of invoices.
Awesome. Matrix perception.
Okay.
Is the file data bombed?
Yes.
Of course it is. What's the rating of the data bomb?
5.
I have a non-standard question,
Okay.
but I'm not sure if it'll answer if it's a appropriate one that I can get an answer. Will the data bomb destroy the file?
No. That will cost you 2 questions to examine it in that depth, though.
Awesome. Well, that's fine. I would like to use a control device action to make a device. Let's see.
Oh, and I forgot something else.
Sure.
I needed a roll on the drug interaction table.
Oh yeah, 1d6.
Yep.
I think that's nothing happens or crash double, which is
Nothing happens. It was a 5 or a 6 that was bad, and a 1 was good.
yep. Well, debatably, it's not that great when you think about how long it takes to do decking.
Well, also the fact that you're paralyzed.
Exactly. I'm considering doing a stupid decking trick, but I really don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just do the remove data bomb thing because I can do that relatively safely.
Okay.
I will keep all of those. Damn, that's gonna suck.
Uh-huh. Okay. It has not deleted the file. However, rating times d6.
If I'm lucky, it'll roll less than 10.
You're not that lucky.
Not that lucky. Is it willpower or intuition for the resist damage?
For resisting matrix damage,
Always off by that one. I will double check my rule summary, but I think it's willpower.
I believe that it is willpower and firewall. But I am not certain, so I will also look for this to be certain, because that's the sort of thing where you want to be correct.
Well, I would love it if it's
Resist with device rating plus firewall. Persona damage.
15 damage.
I'm looking for resisting matrix damage when you're not,
editing. What is it? Is the question here? No.
Yep. Because I haven't gotten into cyber combat on my table before.
No, this isn't even cyber combat.
No, this is just you have exploded your face with a data bomb.
It's simply device rating plus firewall. Holy shit.
Ouch.
I will
Matrix
pre-edge this just because I really don't gain any extra dice by not pre-edging it.
Okay.
That's not quite enough, unfortunately.
Yes.
A valiant effort, but my deck explodes.
Your deck does not explode. Your deck is bricked. There is a key difference. Your deck is still repairable.
Well, yeah.
However, I do believe you are dump shocked.
It would be nice if you knew that I was even done that. If I was even bricked, wouldn't it? I take 3 physical.
All right.
And Ikaros is going to drive home and have his drone bring him into his house.
How are you going to drive home?
I have a comlink, and I have a drone, and I have a car.
Okay. And you are in the car already?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the great thing about Juan. He's an anthro drone, and I can have him do all sorts of stuff. So
Yep.
I have Juan bring me back in, and after my paralysis, I probably just sleep off the remaining paralysis.
Okay.
which means I will not be a factor in this run for a few hours.
For several hours.
Or are you down?
Oh, I'm down. I'm just gonna go and take a sleep.
Do you tell any of us what happened?
And were you in Hot Sim?
Nope. Yes, I was. I took that as physical. Yes.
Okay, I'm looking at. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that happened beyond that.
I'm disoriented. Juan will attempt to first aid me to deal with the horrors of being hot simmed, dumped.
No, he didn't tell us any of that. He just all of a sudden had a nice live feed of the inside pop up, and Ikaros
Yep.
got away.
Ikaros is still technically in DNI with you guys, just so you know. The device he's DNIing you with is not his cyber deck.
What about the physical damage you're about to take?
No, that's Juan repairing what physical damage I did take.
But you're still, your deck is bricked?
Nope. Yep. Ikaros will probably not. Ikaros will say that he got unlucky, and well, he'll repair it. There's no alerts or anything.
That take, though.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now that Ikaros is out of commission for right now?
Well, Echo's idea was to maybe try and acquire some of their Proteus jumpsuits, pose as the part of the construction team, and just walk into the place.
Or try to just pose as, quality filter test. We need one to test to make sure that the filters are going all right, and we forgot to grab one off the production line. Sorry about the inconvenience, and then take it along with us.
This works also.
We're kind of going to be lacking in the matrix for right now, correct, Ikaros?
I'm going to take a nap.
We have any matrix support if we try to do an entry? Like, how long will it be?
No promises on being up, but once I take this nap, I will deal with it. I'll be up relatively quickly.
So, the two want to go from here. Right now, what we're probably looking at is trying to infiltrate the facility, get the filters, and then get out. But we don't have a date for when the filters get into the facility, nor do we really know where the filters are located directly in spatial where we'd be from the island.
Also, I will note that your live camera feed has died.
Because it ran through his deck.
Yes.
Do we have any idea where the filters are? Or do we have any idea where the filters are, or no?
I imagine you would if you're because you saw them on the camera.
Floor
We saw
plans?
some, but not installed.
Well, you guys saw the stuff from the camera. Maybe once you guys get the plans, you can combine them to try and figure out where you need to get to.
All right then. Hopefully, a couple damn good lies will get us through the system.
Yeah, I think we should wait until we at least have the floor plans to know what we're walking into.
We already know we're dealing with heavy security, and we're already down a man.
I'm not down. Calm down.
I'm just saying down as in the form of matrix support.
Like I said, calm down. It's not permanent.
Well, what's the time frame we are looking at for you to be up and going on the matrix?
Maybe a day.
We have a few days. Johnson said it's open-ended, but he would prefer it before their grand opening, like next week. Next week sometime.
But no script on your way out?
No.
So what do you all want to do?
Tonn kind of wants to just find a worker and mind control them and see what that gets me.
Did you say this in character?
Out of character.
Okay.
In,
Okay. I am
in
making
character,
certain.
I know not to say
Might
that.
start getting some strange looks if that was in character.
More like I would totally go, okay, yes, people could totally geek you based off of that.
I should have said out of character first.
Yes.
Let me give my fixer a call and see if we can get a hold of some of those Proteus suits. Either way, I think we'll need them if we want to get into this facility.
Yeah, then just be good to have a back burner idea.
Echo's gonna give Wolf a call.
All right. So you guys are waiting a while?
Echo's calling her fixer to see if he can get a hold of some of the Proteus jumpsuits, or if he knows where we could get a hold of some.
It's gonna cost a bunch, and it's gonna take a while. Give me one moment to figure out exactly how long that's going to take.
You mean there's no disgruntled employees selling their shit at the thrift shop?
Nope. First off, they don't get to keep their stuff. It's issued. So congratulations. It would be The most expensive set of industrious armor that you have ever bought.
No thanks.
That comes with a rating 6 air tank.
Well, maybe.
And
I don't know what I would
and
use.
and inflatable floaties.
Oh god, I have the floaties.
So that would be what? At least half a 10, or
What? It's got baby floaties and so on, and it would cost 4K to get it in the Proteus brand stuff without Proteus knowing.
cool.
Shit thing.
Are you buying it or
On that idea?
Team thing.
I'm currently sitting at a balance of 600 million, so I can't afford that.
I got 8K. I mean, that's half of what I have.
and it's also 4 days to deliver that.
What's the armor rating?
9.
Eh.
And it's like, let's just try to figure out if the folks are where the folks are coming in and out of, then go from there. I mean, that's putting 12K. That's putting at least 12K into suits that we'll only use once. And we should probably just try to figure out where they're getting their filters from and go from there, and to see if they replace them.
Which means we need our decker.
I'll tell Wolf to keep that line open because I could cover an infiltration team. I could cover that cost for an infiltration team, so keep it open. I may need it later.
We really need is the filter. Can I make a corporations check to see if I know of any corporate that would handle the filtration process?
Proteus.
Yeah, I was about to say probably in-house.
Yeah.
This is new research tech. It's entirely in-house.
Proteus is the guys who make it.
Proteus is the guys who are installing it, and Proteus is the guys who are going to run it.
Possibly. Well,
I could. This is in character. I could try to bind somebody on their way in. Well, not on their way in. Probably more on their way out, and try to get their credentials.
right now we're just... That requires matrix support, and I don't have a decker on call. And hiring a decker would be very expensive. Because really right now we just need credentials to figure out the who, the what's, and the whens. So do we all want to just take a day and meet up somewhere?
We could do
let's-
that.
Let's just wait until our matrix is back up and running.
Take a day, keep the D alive, and you all have a good night.
All right, and
And Gray's going to send off. Ikaros, do you need some help getting that fixed? I might know a couple people.
Ikaros is already asleep. He does not respond.
Message and have it be voice message off the DNI or whatever. Whenever you wake up or whenever, you'll have a message. Do you need someone to assist you fixing your deck? Or whatever it is.
The That cut off for anyone else?
That cut off for me.
Yeah, me too.
So, Ikaros, you get to make a natural healing check. Oh wait, Juan helped out on the physical.
Yep. Juan repaired the physical, and even if he hadn't, I would have had him doctor me.
Yep.
Like I said, Juan, best doctor.
Juan is a fairly good doctor, but yes, okay, cool. You're up and running again in the morning, and
Chris is going to pop some psych for when he starts doing this shit.
okay. Best use of trance ever.
Of what?
Trance? You took that only to get knocked out.
Eh. Yeah, totally not addicted.
Cool. And let's see, some repairing that deck stuff.
I'll take that as my first roll. That's just 4 to my deck, so I'm left with 5.
Okay. Cool.
Sorry about that. I dropped.
No problem.
I will apply that all to my deck. My first
Good
roll was 4.5
stuff.
hours, so I will roll again.
Okay.
Both to my deck, so I'm down to 3.
Okay.
Well, that's better. This one's going to be divided by. So it takes me roughly 10 or about 10 days, or about 10 hours to get my deck back to full health. Which pretty much means I will be doing nothing this whole next day.
Yep. So what's everybody else doing while Ikaros is repairing his deck?
Ray's just going to go out and do some physical recon where the ferry is going in and out to just get a sense of the people there.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what else I can do here to be helpful.
Did you guys ever get a response from your info broker?
Yes, they paid for a floor plan. 3-week-old.
It's better than nothing.
That it is. That it is.
Doing physical recon at where the ferry is, just seeing the folks that are going in and out. I'm going to offer someone a ride to come along with me.
Echo will go with you.
Sense the people going in and out. Try to see if we can pick out any corporate type or any the repair type and go from there. Yeah. May as well just try to get a sense of the people going in and out, so in case we have to impersonate them, things will go A-okay.
So, You get there bright and early, and you notice that everybody trumps in and is ticked off on a list. With the person doing the ticking off there earlier than the rest, and entering last, and another person coming out, and then following a shift where people take off, hand over all of their Proteus gear, and it goes into a cart, and then they leave after they have had all of their stuff checked over to make sure it's all there.
Can we see where that cart goes?
Back into the facility. Pushed by the guy who did that, and about 15 minutes later, he leaves.
Wow, this is in depth.
This is in depth. This is me making most of this up off the top of my head. Unless that was sarcasm, in which case this is not appreciated.
Oh, no sarcasm. This just seems like they take a lot of pride in their work.
This is honestly much better security than I would expect from Proteus.
Could be better. The last time I went into a Proteus facility, it was full of CFD and AIs.
A lot of not fun.
That was with Bodo, and his first response to going into that host and realizing that it was full of AIs was, nope.
That was a calmer response to any other sane person's responses. Nope. Thanks, bye. See ya. I quit.
Got me beat.
Yeah. For types, or was it all just workers? Over the DNI. I think it'd just be easier if we just hit whoever's bringing the filters in and out and to figure out who when they're changing them. Because this facility, we won't be exactly the most safe, probably, and get to be a logistics nightmare.
Can I get some pictures of the outside of this facility? The surrounding areas?
Nope, not the right one. I need to start labeling these damn things. So here is what I have so far of the map. From the outside, those two bubble things are interestingly styled staircases.
Bubbles would fit in great here.
Yes, Bubbles would love it here. The general styling of the above ground portion of this is of a bubble.
It's in decor, don't you think?
So basically these are the entrances and exits.
Yes, those are your entry-exit points that are above ground.
And you know, that pipe's starting to sound better and better, but
Hey.
I'm leaning towards
Maybe just walk up and knock on there and go, "Hi, we're Shadowrunners here to steal your filter." See if they just go, "Oh, here you go," and let us walk right in.
Or, might just spin the quality assurance filter here for X, but again, that'd be more information with a little bit of a convincing lie. This will just spend a night in that Mr. Johnson suite, or send someone to just do that. See if it's booby trapped or all. Yeah.
And there's still the option of hijacking the ship or acquiring part of the shipment when it's coming in.
I mean, are you talking about when they go to change out their filters?
Yeah, just take one off the docks, or before it even reaches the docks.
The only issue with that, we have no idea what the repair or maintenance schedule for that is.
That's why we're just taking a day or so, and if anything, we might want to get a duffel bag right now. Was any of the material in that filter toxic?
If it got free into your skin, into your bloodstream, yes.
I have a duffel bag.
Maybe also get some gloves just to be on the safe side. Heavy industrial gloves.
Yep. I'm assuming Shadowrunners have nice gloves, because, well, I'm assuming Shadowrunners aren't stupid.
You say that, but how many Shadowrunners do you know will drive a GMC Bulldog with explosives into a building?
Oh,
Tiny
right.
would do that.
I'm pretty sure
Also-
Tonn would do that if she thought her bulldog would survive it.
Also,
I would follow the
there
guy
was
that
Talon.
drove it.
Also, I forgot that Talon existed.
Town is a good excuse. Well, I mean, the person's a troll, but that's besides the point. It's a good way to gauge how some people view Shadowrun.
Yes. Never
I mean-
go full Talon.
Yeah, you said, expectations. There are people who will meet those expectations and people who will lower them. Side, it's not, a toxic witch. So,
Yes, but general ability to buy gloves and milk at the grocery store. This wasn't a low threat run. I did kind of assume that you have that, or know that you don't have that, and are going to totally just die when I start throwing anything social at you.
Yep.
the face, so I'm pretty sure I can handle that.
Yep. So you have gloves.
I have 7
Don't
dice.
worry about it.
So, yeah. Let's just wait a day on Matrix, so that's really what we need.
Awesome, because now I'm back up to full after 2 days of rest.
Hey, or what the hell happened?
Yeah, data bomb went off. It's a thing that happens. Some of them are very, very tightly wound.
Oh, but are you alright? Because I know I've heard those things can do some serious damage to people.
That was the old Matrix. The new Matrix doesn't have protocols for Pavlovs, thankfully.
Character.
Yep. That probably means nothing to your character. but to Ikaros, that means, yeah, no, they can't outright kill me.
Ikaros, I'm going to pretend I know what you're saying, not in my head. And do you want a smoothie or something, or...
No, I'm just going to try again. It's unlikely that they will have put up another high rating data bomb.
Hey,
What do they want to use?
Echo, do you want to do anything? Because I got nothing.
Everything that I can think of that to do, we need more information, and unfortunately, that information is going to have to come from the Matrix.
It's fine.
You want to hit up an...
Unless somebody here that knows magic spear mumbo jumbo.
That would be a bad idea.
I'll take your word for it.
Because we don't want to get spot. At least for our good wizard, him getting spotted by those spirits would be very bad for him.
Not wizard, shaman. There is a difference.
Close enough.
I'll take your word on
No.
that.
Doesn't matter because on the form, you have to put an A or a B. I mean, then you have the X and the Y. I mean, for the whole thing, it gets kind of weird, doesn't it?
AY plus 2XB.
Equals C3PO. There we go.
Echo's eyes
There we
gloss
go.
over.
Ikaros will take a dose of trance before he goes back into the Matrix.
Okay, congratulations, Ikaros is paralyzed again. Where is Ikaros right
He is
now?
going to be in his car again with Juan
Okay.
for
With Juan
accessibility
in the
reasons, of course.
Juan in the driver's seat, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I just barely made that one.
You did?
Yeah. Threshold 3.
Okay.
Interrupt, but did you sleep a full day? So did you spend some edge?
Ikaros should be back up to full edge now.
Yes.
He had 2 days of full sleep.
So, what was this for?
He's gonna hop back into the Matrix and try and get some files.
Okay.
So what he's gonna ask everyone else is, what do they want him to get primarily? Do they want the ship, the invoices, and hope that there's a shipment soon?
The invoices, and let's see when a shipment is, and maybe a location where they're shipping out.
Yeah, would the invoices show that?
I would imagine they would.
And follow that by, if the shipment of filters go to other places, maybe just have a place, spoof a place for them to drop some stuff off.
Or just seize control of the boat and do a quick smash and grab, which not the best option, but better than going into a highly secure facility and looking like terrorists.
Yes.
Fine looking like terrorists.
Going into a water treatment plant that will be serving the greater area of Seattle and maybe sabotaging some of their stuff.
I mean, we do have,
or at least looking like we maybe sabotage some of their stuff.
Some of us do have to live here.
Exactly.
And would they confuse us with terror first, or would we just be, default terrorist?
I don't know, but maybe that could be a thing.
Well, good luck. If you need us, we'll be on speed dial.
Yeah, don't worry, I will be in touch. Ikaros is about to put a mark on this host with Hack on the Fly, so
if you can find the floor plans of the facility, that would be great.
Don't remind me that I might have wasted 600 million here.
Yours are. Did you tell us that they were old?
Yeah, I would have said got floor plans, but they're out of date.
He may be able to find the new ones. And it would be good pay data to have on hand just in case.
Same setup, so that's my limit. So I'll keep on it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pop into the host. Gonna head to the place that I was before. I assume I can probably navigate
you can
there.
Find there.
And matrix perception.
Okay.
can only keep 4 of those. Does it have a data bomb again?
Yes.
What rating?
5.
Okay. Here's a different question. Is there any are there any devices slated to this host right now, other than the cameras?
Yes.
All right,
Roughly 300.
cool. Anything that looks not important, just by name. I'm just looking for something completely unimportant looking.
What would you consider unimportant looking?
Something that if it exploded in like 5d6 matrix damage worth of damage, that no one would be upset.
No, there's nothing like that.
Okay, gonna take a camera and I am going to spoof command open this file.
Okay.
That would be a hacking plus intuition versus logic and firewall.
Yep. And you managed to open that, and let's see how exploding the camera goes.
Let me roll my hacking. So
Oh, right, that was your matrix perception thing. Ignore my roll then.
alrighty, 12 plus 2. And because I've had terrible luck, I am going to edge that. Actually, just post edge, push the limit. Well, that's
Okay.
7 successes. Of course, I edged it. Therefore, I can't have a roll justifying that edge.
Yep. So let's see
It's
how
bad for course of
exploded this
things.
camera is. Yeah, this camera is kind of very exploded. Did you pick a camera at random?
I picked a camera somewhere where it wasn't in probably just a small room that when I was last looking didn't have anyone in it.
Okay. There aren't any.
Or at least a camera in a position that's not immediately like you stare at it every day.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some locations like that.
Yes, there are a couple of locations like that. And the camera has apparently taken this matrix damage quite well, and you feel a pulse of bubbles through the host. Please roll me your resistance to a matrix search.
All right, that would be my sleaze of 6 plus my logic of 8.
Yep.
Plus 2.
Are you playing a human?
+2.
I am running sneak.
Sneak does not apply extra dice. It merely raises your limit.
Oh, well, that's fine then. 16 or 6 plus 8 is 2. Trying to think, my brain's not fully there right now.
14.
Yeah, thank you. I will stand on that.
All right. You have not been found.
Okay.
You do notice that the shark representing the both of the sharks representing the IC are swimming through the host a lot more actively now.
Of course they are. I will do a hack on the fly action on the whatchamacallit,
The file?
the file, yes.
Okay.
Because I need to put a mark on it, which I probably should have done to start out with, but
Hey. Que sera, sera.
I can keep 6 of those. Cool. And since I got 2 net hits, I'm going to ask a question of what is this file protected?
Yes.
I just want to double check that. Need a mark to do the next 2 things anyways. So that's Ikaros' turn. Do you need me to roll another sneak or anything like that?
Nope. Not prior to you rolling to hack the thing. You have hid from them once.
Okay.
You have a couple of seconds before they scan you again.
Alrighty then. Ikaros will then crack the file because he's got to do that. First, he's going to switch his. Trying to think. Data processing with, his firewall with his attack.
Okay.
Which I think is a hacking action here to do this.
Nope. It's a free action.
Oh no, I'm saying to crack the file.
Crack file is a hacking action with attack as the limit.
I'll edge this too because I probably didn't even need to switch it. Or actually, do I have? Yeah, I will just edge it because I should have probably have done something else. But I can keep all those now.
Okay.
Hello.
Yep. GM is using push to talk. That's why I go completely silent when I'm typing. And there you go. You have cracked it with 4 net hits.
And all right.
And the host now has a definite feeling of hunting and searching. It is, in fact, giving you all of the standard alarms in the host things, although colored by its theme.
Yep. Nothing I can do about that. I am not going to try and roll to resist my curiosity killed the cat, which I think actually I should be rolling with a bonus dice, but I keep forgetting that it exists. Let me open up the data trail to make sure of that. Oh, yeah, I should have had 2 more dice on that. Wouldn't really matter. So what now? Do you want me to roll initiative?
Yes, please.
Wow, that's actually the exact average roll.
All right. Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Okay. So you have initiative right now.
All right, Ikaros is going to he's going to copy that edit file action to copy the file.
Okay.
And that's computer and logic plus intuition and firewall. First, I'm going to do a free action to switch out sneak for data or for toolbox to give me an additional +1, putting me at 28 since my data processing goes up. And then I'm going to do that. I'm going to do like one of the few actions that is actually computer plus logic.
Okay.
And I'll keep that.
And you will have not edited the file this turn.
Alrighty. All right. So I think that's the patrol's turn.
Yep.
I'm still being the sneaks.
Yep. Indeed you are. And now it is your turn again.
Now I'm going to do I'm actually going to act effectively and start doing perfect time hacks and free action, switch sleaze and data processing.
Okay. Could you please actually update your deck? Because I have lost track of it in my head. I pulled you back to where you put it on my table for a reason.
All right. Now I have a effective limit of 6 on my data processing.
How are you getting an effective limit of 6?
Toolbox. I'm putting the base stats in that right up there.
Okay, got it.
I'm getting a +1 to my sleeves, +1 to my data processing.
Got it. No problem.
I will edge that because that was terrible. That's not much better.
This file does not want to copy.
You've been rolling ridiculous on that file. I'm just...
I understand, but that file just does not want to copy.
No, it does not.
Maybe it's got gremlins.
Second free action, switch them back.
All right. And we lost Tonn from the table. Okay.
And we found Tonn on the table.
Yep.
Just slipped into another dimension for a minute.
No worries. No worries.
Sorry, I was talking to Bubbles.
Bubbles wants to go and, play with his friends.
Well, I think that's...
I told him he's not allowed to play in the pond.
All right. Your final action for the turn.
I'm going to do the same thing I did before. Switch stealth to data processing, so I have a 6 limit. Attempt to edit the file. I'll stick with that.
What the hell?
This file is being a trooper.
This is the most well-protected invoice record ever.
What I'm really fighting is there's this one old lady on her comlink, and like every time her comlink starts moving towards the file, she like moves away.
Oh, that's good.
She doesn't realize what's going on. It's just, no, I don't want to click on that. I want to install this toolbar.
Like some elderly troll woman on top of it. So,
Exactly.
full touch screen and everything, and
She is a net troll. Okay.
are we talking Neo or ignorant?
All right.
And I continue to edge these out barely.
Hey, you blew the first one away.
I'll edge that just so I don't have the host on alert here going into this one.
Okay.
Or are you saying
You're
that
the
I don't need
defender.
to? Huh?
You're the defender. You win ties.
Oh, wow. This is the first time someone said that. Then I guess I won't edge that.
And now it's the bottom of the combat turn. The host will, at the start of the combat turn, launch its next piece of IC.
Okay. So turn's over.
Turn is over. The next one's it's going to launch Tar Baby, and we're all going to roll initiative. And Ikaros, what are you going to do?
I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing this whole Matrix combat. Eventually, I have to succeed just by. I mean, I have more dice than this thing. It's got to roll shitty eventually.
But apparently, eventually is not yet. Tar Baby doesn't have a target, so doesn't get to do anything. Bloodhound is trying to find you.
I remain hidden.
And Patrol trying to find you.
I still remain hidden.
Yep, and now you get to try and crack this file. Again. Would you just hurry up and spend the damn point of edge that it's going to take?
Champion file right here.
The thing is, several of these rolls, if I did spend edge on the first one, and nothing happened. I failed. So at this point, it's just like, I can hide from these files indefinitely until someone more important shows up.
Yeah, at this point, if after you cracked it, it's like you just post a Jack point. It's like, so this file was near impossible to crack.
And I have it now.
And there you go.
Finally.
The old lady gave up.
No, the old lady's toolbar installed.
So she didn't care.
She didn't care. Her comm link reset itself. Because it needed to reboot in order to install the toolbar.
Oh, I thought she just fell asleep with the keyboard or something.
That may be a possibility as well.
But they'd hit you with a cattle prod.
But congratulations, you have that file. And now you get to hide from the things.
The worst part is they'll never know if I do succeed.
Okay. And Defender wins ties.
Mm-hmm.
And Defender wins ties.
Ikaros exits host as an action.
Okay.
Ikaros reboots after switching to
Okay.
AR first. Ikaros takes a look at his new file.
Okay. It appears to be floor plans.
I was going for the
Oh, excuse me.
invoice.
Sorry. You find invoice. I'm sorry. That combat took long enough that I was losing track of what exactly I was defending.
So did I.
Time kind of bent.
Like, fucking hell.
Holy shit. Also, guys, let's take 5 so that I can get another drink, because I need one after that. Because holy
Quick
shit,
7.
Kyle.
Do you want to take 7? Just to
Sure.
recover? I mean, I'll be here, guys, so congrats, Ikaros. You a completely foreign company in China.
In the future, I think I'm just going to use the device landmine or the device data bomb removal for most data bombs now.
So much easier than getting bricked.
There's no, it's one opposed test, and you don't have to go against a freaking data bomb. If you lose, you just get marked, which is only almost as bad.
It doesn't knock you out for a good day,
Yeah.
but knows that something happened.
Debatably, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
but
anyway.
still, you just spent, an hour out of character. Almost. Trying to copy this file. Holy shit.
Matrix is a time bloat.
Said at least we got the file.
Yay!
Yay, indeed.
It could be worse. I mean, there was the one time that I bricked Redback on a R2 an R2 freaking file encryption.
Yeah, Red Brick's got a problem with data bombs.
To be fair, she survived the data bomb
Yes.
with one box.
Mancer or Decker?
Decker. Hey, Flatland, do you have a link to the Twitch? Actually, I could probably get a link to the Twitch if I was thinking.
Far, I'm liking the plan of going after, the filters when they're in transport and not, going into the facility.
Yeah, facility
I
seems
enjoyed this
really hard to get into.
Too, but hard to get out.
It's not so much the hard to get into that bothers me. It's the 15 guys with guns inside.
Yeah, the
And
15 guys with guns that, even if you're about, we'll say 50 meters away, can still make you into a good impersonation of Swiss cheese.
Yep.
I can take 15 guys at once. It's cool.
All right, you go on ahead. We'll watch.
I will use you as a meat
Hey,
shield.
GM, are they about 12 meters away from each other?
They're far enough away you can't shoot them. No.
All I need is line of sight and them to be grouped together, relatively speaking.
Yeah, they wouldn't. There wouldn't be that much grouping together, and plus that would most definitely trigger a spirit.
It'd be one or two guys in a corridor with rooms on the side with one or two guys in each of those.
And if you cast it at a high force, they immediately know that you're mind controlling them.
Oh, that's cute. You think I'm actually going to mind control them. I'm just nuking them.
And if you don't, and if you just try and nuke them, they have this interrupt ability that allows them to move out of the way. Run like hell is the best freaking thing ever.
Run like hell has saved my life.
Okay, now what's this?
There's an interrupt action called Run Like Hell. You immediately become running. You take a 10 to your initiative, and you move your run speed up to your run speed, and then the effect basically triggers off.
That is
It's basically
stupid.
like GTFO.
It is the oh shit, there's a nuke coming at me. It is the only defense against grenades, pretty much.
Run.
No, that toxic spirit just cast an acid splash. Get out.
Run
Exit
for
stage left.
your life.
Here comes a
Admittedly, you can really only get away with it once per combat turn because it uses up some of your movement. And it takes up a full action pass.
Let's hope we don't have to infiltrate that building. financial standpoint, we're not going to be making anything.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I could probably blind a few of the cameras if we had to go in.
I could fund like a 2-man infiltration team for uniforms, but we'd be waiting a few days to get them.
The grand opening is in what, 2 or 3 days?
End of the week.
The grand opening is in 4 days.
All set up, and we'd be probably going up against a different type of security if it's a grand opening.
I like the plan of acquiring the filters before they get there.
Some fries would you? Some fries. Guess what? We're just gonna take your ship. Or this crate.
Well, you're gonna love how they ship these.
It's by sub, isn't it?
It is not by sub.
Come on, it's Proteus.
No, it's not by sub. It's by sub drone.
Well, that drone still has to do something.
Yep. It swims to the facility and comes up the right pipe. But that's OOC.
Damn, these guys are paranoid.
Critical infrastructure.
Yeah.
Anybody know where to get a tank?
Think we'll need a tank?
Think you want to use a tank right across the sound from the Everett Naval Shipyard?
Yeah, we just have it shoot the naval shipyard, and that should distract everyone enough that no matter what we do, we won't drain any heat at all.
I love the fact that I can't tell if you're joking. I love the fact that you could say that with a straight face.
Well, they're saying tank. I'm thinking dive bomber.
Oh. Okay.
Single shot air tank.
And what do you plan to do with your destruction sufficient to get characters retired?
Exterminatus?
I'm sorry, virus bombs are 1,697 WTF for their availability.
Tool. If any runner gets it, why are you still running?
Kane's technically still running.
Kane is Marty is Gary Stu, and everybody knows it.
They're having fun?
You mean with his elven waifu and everything?
Yes, with his elfin waifu and everything. Although I don't think he's one waifu for lifeu sort of guy.
Neo-chan. Put my finger onto why, though.
Neo-chan what?
I'm just gonna say this: that I would not be surprised if 6E and they just like stole some runner-up characters or some ShadowNet characters just because they sounded cool.
Well, and then they'd get hit with the copyright infringement laws, and that would be the end of Catalyst, which would be great. But let's not get political about it.
Side.
Okay, so what's in the
well,
file?
Yes. So what did this most well protected file contain?
It's troll face, isn't it?
No, it is. It's not a troll face. It contains the invoices for the internal memos about ordering filters.
So where's the location that it mentions it comes by? Is there any sort of delivery information? Which I would hope so on the invoice.
They are shipped from. They are shipped from the Philippines. And they are shipped by Craig. The effectively. They are loaded on one end and do not come into matrix contact again until the other end. So yes, go ahead, hit it in transit.
Well, if they have crates and they're using that for transport, I imagine they have to remove some essential part of it.
Yep, the whole torpedo bay.
Wonderful.
So I take it we're not taking in transit, are we?
No, that would actually be. It's actually really easy to take it out in transit. It's unarmed and it can't call for help.
Yep.
So
Know anybody with a submarine?
Now you need to find it.
that's in the Philippines.
That's in the Philippines.
When would the next shipment be?
August.
August?
August 3rd.
That's not an option.
Actually, that means probably that the news shipment just got here.
Yep. Yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And have not been installed yet.
Correct. They say that they have, that they have for the small filters, which fail fastest, a 200% redundancy.
Meaning stock on hand. I want to make another run by the outside of this facility.
Right now, we
Also, the file does include a troll face.
Of course
Is
it
it-
does.
is it troll face or is it troll face?
It contains an ASCII drawing of a troll face.
I was just going to say that. I was just thinking that.
Is it signed or is it just literally a troll face?
It is literally a troll face.
Let's see if we can figure out an entry point and go from there. I mean, if anything, we might just want to spoof credentials and just try to see if we can, we need one to test to make sure that it is viable. Well, the last batch, as you know, had several problems. We need to take this to a separate facility to make sure everything goes A-OK. And we will return it X date. Way in.
Okay.
I'd be support on con.
Maybe consider suggesting that Shadowruns hit their production facility. Like, don't openly state it, but suggest that there was a incident, and thus we need to double check these to make sure that they are safe.
How I would spin it is we have there's been word on X, something happening to where no one in the facility noticed some recon going on, but we have a list of, if you could scan through that file and, just make sure there won't be anything incriminating for the other team, but say, why are these things on file? We might have some information that's one of our filter shipment got contaminated within transport, and we need to test one as soon as possible. But what's up is we need smooth credentials, and we also need them to believe the con, which would be not impossible, but is just my train of thought right now. And we do this within like the next 12 hours or so. So any opinions or thoughts would be greatly appreciated, team.
Sounds like the best option we got.
I like this plan.
Other than trying to do it Mission Impossible style through the ventilation system.
Don't you? Sorry, you can go ahead and get my joke out of my system later.
I'm going to just basically doll up that file to make it look as bad as possible. Like, to make it look as you guys have done goofed. I'm going to include that that plan in there, and probably redact some stuff so it looks like it was redacted to like someone sent this file to us with stuff redacted.
Ikaros, could you do me a favor? Is it possible to also include the invoice file? But doctor it up to make it sound like there was a hit on the filters. Because voice, it's like, well, here, we have information that something went screwy along the way. We need to test it.
I don't have forgery as a out character and in character. Ikaros is not a forger yet.
I'm thinking more.
Edit file.
But if I can doctor it up to without using forgery, like if I can use computer to forge some of the digital stuff, I would like to do that.
You will be taking a penalty because you don't have the specialized knowledge of forging.
Cool. What am I taking?
Would a con assist on this?
This is going to be assisting the final con.
I'm going to include some of the more explicit things in that dossier and leave them unredacted.
Okay.
Because that's something that a corporation is going to take a very dim look on.
All right.
Yeah.
Note, there are no pictures. And
Thank God.
yes.
Even if they are explicit descriptions, that's more than enough.
All right.
So what am I rolling for computer here?
You are rolling a straight logic plus computer. And you are rolling that against a threshold, against your choice of a threshold of 5, regular, or -4, with a threshold of 3.
Take the threshold of 3 option.
Okay.
And because this will probably be my biggest contribution here, I will also post edge that.
Okay. Are you re-rolling failures or pushing the limit?
It's all the same, so I'm going to push the limit for the potential of extra dice.
Woohoo! And 15 with 5? No, you're still good. Okay. If it was just that on its own, that would have been a glitch. That would have been hilarious.
Edging, making something a glitch, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
7
I
success.
have seen Edge turn something into a glitch before. It was funny.
Oh, I touched on 4 dice. 3 ones.
Well, okay. So you have successfully created a less sanitized version of that is partially redacted in other places. What are you going to do with it?
We need to just spoof some credentials into the building. When, find out who's in charge and say we are here to pick up the filters. When they ask why, present this as evidence and say we need to test this for the safety and the continuation of what's the megacorp again?
Proteus?
Proteus.
Because the reputation will be stained. We are just folks who are just hired to make sure everything goes smooth on the grand opening day. And if you need to reach us, here's a number where you may call us. Have a nice day.
Target shooting. Or we're,
What up?
we're problem shooters.
Yeah.
We've been hired to transport the filters to testing location.
Filter.
Hard to shoot any problems.
And
Okay.
so long as Mr. Ikaros, if you, or, not Ikaros, Ikaros,
Yes.
you can, so long as you can spoof the credential or two, I think we may got it. If we don't, I'll be prepping the Jack Point eulogy for myself.
Well, I don't know if I'll be able to spoof credentials. Most of those are very, very difficult to spoof. I don't know if that counted as my role there, out of character, for spoofing the credentials or just the file.
That was to dress up that dossier.
So I take it credentials would be the same story.
Same story, little bit different, little bit harder.
Is it going to be roughly the same situation, or is it going to be like faking a sin where it will only last until someone looks real hard at it, or so much as breathes on it?
That's the best case, because the Proteus credentials would start with a sin.
Yep. Well, Ikaros can help with that if anyone has any money to loan him for this.
Does anybody know a forger?
Ikaros does. He just needs some money.
How much will it cost?
We just need something that'll last long enough for us to do this. So I'm thinking, let's see. I'm thinking roughly, let's Let's see, how much does a rating 3 have to have a character? About 4,000 for each of you. Maybe 4,000, 2,500, or 4,020 or 250 million, and that would cover both of your guys' fake sins. Or actually 4,500. I can donate another 1,000 towards
I
that.
can cover 2. I can put up 9,000.
Yeah, I'm looking at being able to afford 600, but I'll pay back
I
whatever.
can cover my own.
Cool. So we can afford what, 2 sins?
3.
All right. So I can cover 1,000 of it. How much can other people cover?
I can put up 9,000.
I can put up 4,500.
So I think we got 3 covered. Make the call.
Sounds like it.
So do I add myself a rating 3 after we get that, or do we take that
Going to
out?
be, well, I'm
This is
using
gonna
as
be
a ability of Kyoko's to build to get to make fake sins that aren't very long lived. But and then I'm also using a thing to give them supporting licenses to fit the identity. So you guys are going to effectively have rating 3 sins for like a few days. I don't suggest using them longer than you have to.
And
Basically, I would consider it burned after this run.
That's what I was figuring.
It is burned after like a few days, so it would be burned by the time your next run started.
that's as long as we need it.
okay.
Well, I'm spending my 4,500 out of my thing.
Good.
Yep, I'm marking that right now. 9,000.
100.
Call Kyoko. I've got to talk to that woman sometime.
Yes. So Kyoko has come through on the sins. As soon as you come through on the money,
Go.
I'll send, who's that, Ikaros? I'll send you the 9K to send to her.
All right. Icarus will send that to Kyoko.
okay. And Kyoko comes through with 3 sins. Who are they going to?
Well, Gray needs one.
Tonn has 10.
Well, Icarus has literally slightly under 2,000 himself. And
Echo.
I can take one. I'm muscle here.
so you're coming through like real soft.
Who is?
Hold on just
You
one
are.
second.
I didn't notice because I'd already turned you up. There we go.
There we go. I did that same for me.
Yeah, sorry. Crappy mic. And I think I might have turned it down for when we were on TeamSpeak.
Well, Echo,
Tonn
Tom,
has.
you two ready for the long con?
Yeah.
I'm good. I got 10 dice for it, so.
Pretty much know the story. We're here to troubleshoot a problem with one of the filters.
Sorry, wrong server.
Salute, folks. Or is everything okay?
Yes,
Wow.
I have an air horn bot installed on the server, and I accidentally triggered it on the server rather than the one I was trying to break up a fight on.
Okay, that's fine. Well, my Firefox browser is not responding, but you all can hear. There we go.
Yes, we can hear you. I'm sorry.
Airhorn bot, best bot.
So I'm gonna go in, say, hey, we need a filter because there's some extra tests we need to run on it for an opening, and we will return it as soon as possible. But we need one now, and we'll just keep going through the credentials until we get there. Shouldn't really take, hopefully. If not, it's been a pleasure on Maze running with you. But let's try to make sure we see another day.
Okay, before we go, is there anything anybody needs to get or wants to take with them or wants to leave behind?
Ah, yes. We are going into meat space things with infiltration. So, now for the squares. The squares of what the hell you're bringing with you.
I have a question. I keep forgetting to ask about getting reagents because I used all of mine last time.
You can backdate some reagent rolls for me, but it's going to be a while before you. But getting a huge number like you would need for binding, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Before we go in, the sins, do we need to disguise ourselves up a bit to make sure we look like the people in the sins?
Would probably help you.
Hey, what are the colors of this company? Would you describe them as oceanic?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
I'm dressed for it. We're good.
Maybe.
Don't you guys only have 2 outfits?
What do you mean?
Disguises. I thought we had a limited number.
Yeah.
I didn't pick them up because those would have been another 4K each.
Yep.
And we decided more of the talkie our way in rather than trying to pose as part of the maintenance crew.
Well, I suggest that you add, like, if you've got electrochromic, to add like a nice little Proteus to your thing. Proteus insignia to your outfit.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Of course. And dress
Ours-
nicely if we're going to be troubleshooters. If you're going to be troubleshooters.
Well, I'm wearing a nice ocean blue suit with a seafoam green tie, so
Question: would RCP work in a similar fashion to electrical? Just
RCP?
That's for the sleeping tiger. I would argue it should. I don't know if Geoc will allow it, but that's like the explicit use of what that is for in character wise.
yeah, for the sleeping tiger.
It should, hopefully.
GM, I have no idea how to do reagent rolls.
How many do you want to pick up?
Literally as many as I can get.
Okay. So how much new yen do you have left?
4K.
Okay. So since the start of this run, you have not done anything particularly substantial, so you can spend your 4K new yen on those, and those will have taken the 2 days that Ikaros took between being bricked and being tranced in the Matrix.
No roll required?
No roll required. They are availability of dash.
I just want
go
to point out that
pick
we
'em up
scared
like scoops.
like
We scared who?
on the stream.
Okay.
You did several people.
Oh wow.
With the air horn.
I do love the air horn bot.
Is there a writing tool for the table?
Yes. I haven't disabled it. Go down to draw shape, text. So where it's got the paintbrush, one of the drop downs is text. So anybody going in meat space, anything that you want to have that you could potentially conceive of me saying no to, which includes, more than a pocket full of reagents, needs to go on this in your box.
Ikaros will find a nice little bar to hack from across the channel.
Okay, you're going to be taking at least 2 noise to do that.
Yeah, I just looked at the distance. I should be taking 1 noise from distance because it's less than 10 kilometers.
Okay.
Basically, for it to be like 3 noise, I would have to be like federating Boeing's territory.
Yep, I understand.
Oh no, I was
I'm
just
just
saying that
note-
because
I'm
I
just
was
noting
surprised
that
at
you
how
wouldn't.
far that is.
Yes.
Now, is this the next day after the hacking attempt or the same day?
This is the same day that you tried to hack it. You got through in, minutes, whereas the last times, excuse me, no, because you took the trance. If you're effective, it is the next day.
Well, I was wondering if they want me to be involved in this, or if they're just gonna, as more than I'm across the channel in my car rather than I'm across the channel in the bar. Which I mean, Either or.
So who's that third sin going to?
I think Tonn.
Yeah, it should
And
go to
Ton,
Tonn.
Ton, I need you to write down what you're taking with you in one of these boxes. It can be as simple as everything on my sheet.
Oh, just the basics: rocket launcher, nuclear weapons, Thor shot command codes.
Gauss rifle.
Yeah, you tell me you're taking Thor shot command codes and you will be Thor shotted.
Where am I supposed to be posting this?
On the tabletop with the text tool. Do I need to tell you how to get to the text tool?
I'm figuring it out.
Okay.
It's about right for me.
All right. And are you guys ready to start the infiltration right now, or do you want to take a moment before we do that?
Echo, what do you think?
This is your guys' baby. I'm going to be just sitting here hacking if shit comes to the if shit and the fan collide.
Yeah.
Would it be better for our matrix support to wait a day, or like how much longer do we have until this grand opening thingy?
It is
I lose
currently
my
Tuesday. It is currently Tuesday, since I'm going to be nice and say that you guys started late night of Sunday, and the grand opening is Friday. You have 2 days before
Okay.
then.
I'm ready to go. Do we have a copy of the data chip, by the way, with all the doctored stuff?
Do we?
Doobie.
Okay, I'm taking 50 drams of reagents and my armor. That's pretty much all I have and my contacts.
So put it on the table, please.
I'm trying.
So third thing down should be a paintbrush, and then hover over that, and one of the options should be text.
Ikaros, you send off the data chip with all the stuff you doctored up, please?
I've sent you the files. You guys can load that up on data chip at your leisure.
Comlink I'm bringing into the building, but using a separate one. Gonna put that information on a data chip.
Oh yeah, I need to.
And which comm links you guys are using is also important if you have different ones.
Yeah, for some reason I keep trying to type and it just does a loading swirl. I'm not sure why it's doing this.
Oh, are you on a Mac?
No, I'm on a Nextbook.
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna try and figure out what that is and how to fix it.
A netbook?
Let-
So is it running a Windows operating system?
Yep.
Yup as in yes, or nope as in no?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, so I need to take a couple of minutes because one of my cats is trying to kill its brother.
Like 5.
Yep, taking 5.
So, what do you all think of the plan?
I think
I
it's a
think
good
it's
plan.
the only balance.
I think it's the best plan we got.
Honestly, I think it is a good plan.
Especially now that we actually have the fake sins to go along with it, I think we'll be fine.
Time for me to pull off my acting chops.
Yep.
I just realized that trance can be put into a chem organ. It's like there's a Bioware and Chrome Flesh that explicitly, because of the way Catalyst writes things, may or may not only allow natural things. So you can only put one of the relatively small number of chemicals or toxins that are explicitly naturally made.
Pocket.
And trance is one of the few drugs that are explicitly completely natural, even though it's a waking drug, which is kind of weird.
Cells are kind of weird. I mean, there's a reason I haven't really dived into them. I mean, there's a reason I'm only using Narcojet, because those are the simplest rules.
Yeah, but having a +3 to all your matrix actions is nice.
Weird decking, by the way. So, is that the design is to be paralyzed, but still deck amazingly?
Yes. Do all the drugs.
What's
Huh?
what's
You're cutting out about halfway through that sentence.
the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
I mean, you go hot sim, you're basically paralyzed anyway. So what's the difference?
Exactly.
All right.
Unfortunately, trance lasts like next to no time.
What does it take for matrix actions to happen?
Most matrix actions are done within minutes. Ikaros, for example, but for example, trance lasts body minus or 6 minus body hours, minimum 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it lasts like pretty much one hacking session.
Get it. There's a drug that reduces your target's willpower to 1. That's pretty sexy.
I know the one you're thinking of, and it is banned by players because, if I remember correctly, it also lowers. Or no, you're talking about the one that the one from court, right?
What?
So,
What is this?
The drug that gamma scopoline or soothsayer. I'm trying to remember which one it is.
Gim is awesome. And Soothsayer's pretty good.
Soothsayer is banned. Well, let's remember Soothsayer is only banned because you can take it 8 times and be immune to it forever.
Yep. It's not allowed for use by player characters. Doesn't say anything on bad GMs.
I don't use it because it's one of those hard to keep a record of things.
Yep.
pixie dust. Which, funnily enough, one of the easiest drugs to get addicted to.
Yep.
vote 4 or 5? I want to say 5.
Okay, so what are we up to now?
Let's do a quick check to make sure everyone's in. Hi.
Hi.
I'm here.
Hi.
I've been messing around with my improvements on Chummer so I can have my drugs actually not have to be manually calculated by me.
Woohoo. And Tonn.
I'm here.
Awesome. That's everyone.
So, let's get this shindig started.
Winging.
Make a double check. Someone is bringing a duffel bag, right?
Yes, I will bring duffel bag.
All right, kids. Let's get the show on the road and try to see if we can do this long con. So, don't know if we want to drive up together or separate, but Gray's gonna just be at the location waiting for the folks.
Tom would need a ride from somebody.
Well, don't we have to take the ferry over?
Yep. It's a car ferry.
I think we all ride together, so whoever's got a car.
That would be me.
It would look weird if we all don't show up together anyways, if we're supposed to be a team and escorting this thing out of here.
Yep.
See, Echo knows how to steal stuff.
Intent of
Totally
not
knows how to
returning.
School stuff.
Yeah, we're intent of not returning.
That's generally involved in theft.
You just gotta fluff up the word a little bit, and Sunlight seems a lot less worse than what it actually is.
A lot less worse? So you mean it sounds even worse. Okay, got it.
So as long as there's not guinea pigs on fire, everything's a-okay. Taking the
I don't know how to respond to that.
well, lemmings, it's expected that they're on fire. So
As I understand it, guinea pig makes really good barbecue.
let's go. Taking the car ferry
Let's
over.
go. Okay.
Where's that? Waiting on that blue shell. Anyhow,
And pow! Blue shell right in the ferry. It sinks. You all die.
you didn't like the blue shell up above. So
Ask Bubbles to move me out of the way.
There is no actual blue shell.
hasn't been removed since Mario Kart 1. Anywho,
Yep.
going patiently await and go up to the guy, or what time do you want? What time are we saying we're doing this?
I asked what day it was, not what time it was. The ferry
So what
goes every
time
half
is it,
hour.
guys? No, it goes every hour.
Or every hour, half hour back.
Yep.
So I would assume doing this at maybe noon or 1, somewhere around the lunchtime hour, to get the car, over, and patiently awaiting, to talk to the guy and say, hey, we need to get to that building ASAP, please. And 2.
All right.
That's what my initial plan is. So,
Let's, when we drive up to the gate, I want to do perception on the gate, see how many guards and what it all looks like. Is there a
So
crowd?
there is no gate per se. What there is a wall in the middle of the road. That appears to drop when it gets the proper authentication.
I guess that's my show.
Uh-huh.
So how long was this since I hacked these things, or was this less than 3 hours?
It's been more than 3 hours.
All right. Cool. Seeing as I know where that is, I would like to spot that gate with matrix perception.
Okay. Roll it. You need 2 hits.
Alrighty. Let's see. Just one more second here. Well, would you look at that? 2 hits exactly.
Oh, damn. You have spotted the thing.
I'm gonna matrix perceive it real quick because. All right. What's its effective firewall, and what's its effective device rating?
5, 6, and 5.
Oh, it's slave to the host. That's wonderful. Cool. I set myself up into the normal thing. Assuming I guess I'm going to have to put a mark on this thing.
Okay.
I am going to edge that with my last point edge.
Okay.
There we go. That hits my limit.
Cool. You have picked the thing.
All right. You go ahead and enter the host. And then I'm going to. Is there any other obvious personas running loud in there? Or is it just the patrol and the bloodhound like before?
There were personas in there. You never asked.
Well, yeah. But I mean,
Yes.
anything that's obviously a security spider is why I mean to ask with that one.
Well, there's multiple sharks.
More than before?
Looks like 3.
All right. Yeah, more than before then probably. I am going to control device, lower the gate, or spoof device, whichever is more efficient. Same defense. I'm not sure how many marks I need to tell the gate to lower.
You need 1.
Then I will choose to do. I'll choose to do spoof command because I have better dice on that than I do for electronic warfare.
Okay.
All right, I guess I will have to keep that. But considering I'm inside the host, I don't think it's going to defend very well against me. I am currently directly connected to this device because I'm inside the host.
Ah, yes, Gur. They're. I'm sorry, it's after midnight here.
Oh, it's after midnight here too. No worries.
Yep, but it is after midnight on Freedom Day, and there are people shooting off buttfuck tons of fireworks. And
Oh,
I'm
they've already
telling
stopped
you,
over in this corner of Michigan.
oh, we just had somebody shoot off what sounded like 17 mortars, 18 mortars gang fired.
Wow.
And this is why I'm glad it's raining.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess that gate just opened up for them, huh?
Up, the wall drops into the road. The top of it matches the pavement perfectly.
The way? Yep, going along the way.
Once they've mentioned that I wait for a mention that they are over it, and then I will spoof the gate to go back up.
Over it.
Past the gate so that I can raise it again.
Okay, we'll roll it.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not good.
The gate doesn't go up yet, and you are marked.
So initiative?
No, you are marked, not the host is alerted. It has not yet, looked at you.
All right, I'm going to try one more time. Hopefully it won't notice me before I do.
Okay.
I can keep 6 of those.
Cool.
If it hasn't looked at me yet, I will leave the host.
Okay.
What's my OS at right now?
Are you currently running baby monitor?
Yeah, I'm running the same setup as before, just for ease of access.
Okay, there we go. You are at 15 right now.
Oh, wonderful.
Yep. I love how fast people converge on my table.
I'm not even halfway there yet.
Yeah, but
But
the
either
last
way,
time somebody started doing serious host bullshit on my table was the owl getting converged on.
yep, I've never been converged. I'm just going to say that. Across both of my deck characters, I have never once been converged on. I will reboot.
Okay. Of course, it was the owl doing his hoot hoot, I'm crazy and insane and decking everything.
We will pause for a moment of silence for the owl. Anywho, back to the run.
Why a moment of silence? The owl is a pirate now.
Waiting for him to meet the penguins from Madagascar, and magical things will happen. Mr.
Okay.
GM.
We're good.
A quick perception check to see what I see.
I was just about to do that.
And what do you see? You got any? What enhancements do you guys have? Any thermal on anybody?
Vision enhancement 2 on my contacts. Not wearing my ballistic mask right now.
Okay.
And she has low light.
So
Oh, and
you,
chrominate.
so you see a fairly well landscaped approach to this plant, which happens to sit right on the shore for its above ground portions.
There's someone at the gate.
Nope, there is nobody at the door.
Wait for someone at the door then. Tap the foot, not be impatient, but just start humming and just wait to see if
And
anyone notices.
some people, and you get what looks like a supervisor by the annoyed expression and clipboard and file board in hand. Yes. What do you need?
Well, got some information that something went wrong in transit, or something's going to go screwy during opening day, and I kind of need one of the filters.
Hopefully, to mention to verify it's safe.
To verify that is safe and operational, and I'll need it for probably about 4 hours. I don't want to be here any more than you do.
All right. Well, I need to double check your credentials and make sure you're kosher with hire.
Go right ahead.
If you need me for anything, just let me know, sir.
So those were rating us in again?
3.
3.
Okay.
No, you don't need to see my credentials. I need to do my job. Tisk.
You notice that he runs his scanner at you, and who was in the lead and talking?
It's correct.
All right. Gray? He looks at his file board and looks at you and looks at his file board and says, your sin was reported, you're reported dead.
Right. About that. You see, sir, there's a reason I'm reported dead. I'm kind of not an active member of the corporation. You could kind of say I'm better off dead. Because when things go into transport, it's better that the official reports on police say that they found a dead man, not an active individual of the corp.
His eyes glaze over as he obviously shifts into deep AR work. Ikaros, you're in the host, right?
I have popped out of the host because I had
Okay.
to. If
Right.
I considered getting another
what do
mark
you-
on the host, but I didn't want to interrupt what was going on.
Then if you want to have done that prior to this, go ahead. Okay, and Echo, let's count hits to nothing more.
I have been rolling really terribly for this. Yeah, I'll pop back into the host in.
Okay.
This time I will be disguised before I go in as one of the several personas that I've in the same style that I've seen other personas in there as.
So what kind of sea creature would you like to be?
What did I see the most?
Starfish.
I'm starfish.
Okay, you're a starfish. So you're a starfish, you're inside the host, and you know that whole alert thing? Well, it's happening again.
I tell them that shit has hit the fan.
And several octopus are, forming up in the host.
I just got one question before I start having to do bad things.
Yes?
Is this my character right now?
No, you are not Patrick Star. These are photorealistic starfish.
Proteus is
Also-
totally missing.
Also, no. Just no. Just
Sense of humor.
just no.
With the battle cry of Leedle, 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 Leedle.
But yeah, I mentioned
you do
with the DNI that they have been made, and it looks like bad things are starting to happen.
So guys, roll me some, you have been informed. Roll me some initiative to get, or actually tell me what you do before he comes out of the AR, because he's still talking. He's chatting for more than 33 seconds, so
Can I see that
You gotta-
clipboard? What up?
you can totally look at the clipboard.
Clipboard real quick. And as I'm handing it back to him, I'd like to palm a slap hatch into my hand.
So, you notice that the clipboard is actually a rating 4 sin scanner.
Mhm. Well, as I'm handing it back to him, I'd like to slap hatch the guy.
Okay.
So I'd like to a concealed holster. So can I do a quick bombing check?
You can totally do that. And he is distracted and does not attempt to dodge. More 5-inch mortars, yay.
Be with a touch attack, right? Is what I'm
Yep.
trying to do.
Yep.
So that'll be 11.
And go ahead and roll the things, Mr. Tonn.
I will do that if that's all right.
I will let you know that he is distracted.
Hit him.
He is distracted and does not respond. Okay, Tonn? I am rolling for your resistance right now. And everybody notices that magic has just been used. You have just gotten the magic in the air. What's going on?
Yeah. Gonna look at Tonn like, what the hell?
He just smiles.
This is about to go all to shit.
Okay, so we have a knocked out supervisor on the steps, and
Nope. The supervisor is still looking glazed over. So please give me in whisper what you're doing with that.
Roll 20. I've never done that before.
/W
Yep.
GM.
Well, for this is for Tonn with what he's doing. And Gray, what did you palm on him?
Palm a slap patch, but if he's glazed over, I would have just put it back in my pocket.
Well, you guys declared these simultaneously.
He's glazed over, because if he's glazed over, I wouldn't have slap patched him.
Okay. He's still glazed over, and you didn't slap patch him. So he's still in the Matrix thing. And anybody want to give me a audio perception check?
yeah, well,
We're all fine here. It's just a glitch. Everything's okay. No need to scramble security. Stand down. No problems. All of this is subvocal. And Gray's the only one so far who has heard this.
His head and be like, "Can we go in, sir?"
Do I see the octopi calm down?
The octopi are still formed up, but have stopped, scramble the fairies!
I would like to perceive what type of device they are.
Okay.
So that would be a
Okay. So you have perceived what kind of device they are. They are personas.
What is the device running in the core of this persona?
The device running in the core of this persona is a comlink.
What is in this persona's pan?
Smart gun, armor, contacts. It looks a lot like a standard Street Samurai's pan,
Yep, that's
But,
what I thought.
but more securified.
Well, it's a little. Well, yeah, that would be a little more difficult for me to start doing bad things to them. What's the device rating?
The device rating on the comlink is 4.
About this time, Ikaros is just going to head out to his vehicle and probably pay whatever tab he's got.
Okay.
Because he might need to go into Hot Sim if it continues to hit the fan.
The person at the front door goes, "I will take you to the filters now."
All right, guys, let's go. Right. Come on, guys. Let's get this done and over with. And Gray's just going to keep whistling to himself.
Okay, he is walking you to the filter room, and he waves you past a couple of security guards who have just obviously suited up into security armor.
them and be like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Nod.
Yeah, sorry, we don't cause you any trouble. It's just doing our jobs. And thank you for all your hard work.
No problem. No problem at all.
Echo will follow along with the duffel bag.
Okay, and he gets you all to the filter room, past about 7-8 security people in armor, and a couple or 5 standard workers.
Doing.
And then he shakes his head and kind of grabs his temples and rubs his temples real good and goes, "Where am I? Oh God, you messed with my mind. You messed with my mind. Oh God, mind mage, alert, alert, alarm, mind mage."
Right? What mind mage? What's a mind? You were taking us to the filter room so we can get these filters over to examination to make sure they don't get contaminated before the grand opening.
Yeah,
You're
we
dead.
got,
You're dead. Dead.
we got a
He
freaking
is
job to do.
flipping
What the
out.
hell are you talking about?
Yeah, you took us to the filter room. What the hell's a mind mage? We're just here to get a filter and get out. I mean, I don't understand what you're going on about a mage. I'm not magically active. I know at least one of my associates isn't, and I know the other one probably doesn't have enough magical energy to lift a thimble of alcohol. What the hell are you all going?
Well, he is freaking out, and security is now
I mean,
running their own scanners over you.
yeah, I mean, the corp has me listed dead so I can do this stuff on the down low. I don't know what the hell this guy's going on about a mind mage. All I'm trying to do is get a filter, and if you want to even see why I'm doing this, I can provide you with a data chip that will explain to you why I am here to just get a filter so we can test it so the grand opening goes perfect and everything goes sailing smoothly from henceforth in the greater Seattle area. Don't know what to do here, but I'm just trying to do a job. You're all trying to do a job. You're all doing a fantastic job. I just need one filter to make sure everything is going to go spectacular at our grand opening.
All right, I need to see this, and then I need to log you with headquarters.
That's fine. But can I just get the filter and get out of here? Because I'm kind of on a time limit here.
So, this is the head security guard looking guy. He's kind of a bulky troll. He motions for the data chip. Credentials first. Check you with hire. Then we can get you out of here.
So,
It says you're dead. I didn't have any notification. I am sorry, but I must follow procedure. It's more than my job's worth, you know.
I understand, sir. But I need to get this filter tested, and I only have about 3 hours to do it in. And I'm sorry that we couldn't go through proper channels, but there's a reason we're doing that, is because what's going on right now is going to pretty much sabotage whatever we're doing. There might be a hit currently going on right now that will sabotage our grand opening Friday, and that needs to go without a hitch, correct? I just to get out.
So, I understand. Now give me the data chip. I will check it over, and I am already calling headquarters.
Just give them the data chip, dude. They
Yep.
can't hurt you at this point.
Gray's just gonna politely hand over the data chip. I appreciate all the hard work, and I understand procedures, but the sooner I get the filter, the sooner I get out of here, and the sooner you all get it back. I just want to get the filter and get out of here. So,
Right.
hand him over the data chip.
And now you need to roll me con at a +6.
And I would also... All right.
I assist that.
you didn't talk.
Yes, I did.
Not much.
He was just really loud over me.
Okay, I didn't hear you talk.
He was being a good face.
Yes, he was.
Guys, almost giving me a fucking heart attack. I love you, buddy. I really do. But God.
So when we're out of this scene, I will out from behind the curtain what just happened.
I have a good idea what just happened.
You do? Okay.
Part of it.
Oh no, I've already figured it out that control thoughts was just used. But I'm not there, so I can't really know this. Otherwise, Ikaros' response would be very much different.
Are you comfortable with that level of success, Mr. Gray?
Said that and blow the limit.
Okay. Add your edge dice with exploding.
I can math here on the fly. It's a little. That's 20.
Just your edge dice. If you're blowing the limit,
Okay, that's fine.
it's just your edge dice with exploding.
Because I'm hitting my limit anyway. D6, 5, exploding. I hit my limit. 10 hits.
Well, if you push the limit and you're using exploding dice, you don't have a limit.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
All right. He is apparently satisfied with the data chip, and motions his guys to open up the storage room for you. This shift manager continues to have a nervous freaking breakdown.
Echo's going to go in and put one of the filters in the duffel bag.
Talk to the head security guy. Is he all right? Do you think he's just nervous about the grand opening?
You know what's in that file.
And you each feel that mage stare. Their security mage has just joined you.
Everything all right?
Well, Tonn hasn't had time to scrub his astral signature on that spell.
I was just about to ask how long that would take, but I figured that wouldn't.
It's a
be pretty
complex
obvious.
action. It's a complex action per force, so it would have been,
My only question is how
you know.
obvious is that?
Obvious.
You just cast a spell equal to your spell casting. That
It was
is very
Force 4,
obvious.
wasn't it?
It says Force 6 in mine.
Just want to hit 4.
Oh well, you
Yeah,
have just
no big
done
deal.
this, and congratulations, you have just. The mage goes, spell on him, recent, and your signature, guys. Unless HQ vouches, these guys aren't ours.
So
you just heard security say, effectively get told to waste you.
If you don't check out.
If you don't check out with headquarters.
Oh Jesus.
Ikaros, can you spoof things on the fly that well?
We're about to find out.
You
That's
are
why I got
you are time sensitive.
All right. So, can I?
Sorry,
What am I
guys,
gonna
getting
need
heated
to
on
spoof
around. data.
they tell me if they tell me I need to spoof headquarters, what do I need to hit to be able to spoof that?
You're going
Well
to need
enough.
to be able to. You're going to need to intercept the call and change that, which means that you're going to need to use the wonders of fun, which is the snoop action.
All right. Do I know which? Can they tell me which guy is calling out? That might help me a little more.
In meat space, yes. In the host,
Well, if they can tell me in meat space, then I can figure him out from the host. He's got his name on his comlink, I imagine.
they have numeric designation.
What sin
Their
is it
security.
running?
Yes. There you go.
That's what I'm saying. They can check the sins because they're probably running legally. There's no reason for them to be running illegally.
Yep.
So if I know which one I've got to go, I go into Hot Sim, and I'm about to do something incredibly dumb because I'm currently running loud here,
Okay.
and I'm pretty much wearing a disguise, and I'm about to do horribly illegal things.
Yeah. That
So-
is. And Echo is in the storage room. Okay, got it.
I'm actually going to take trance before I go into Hot Sim. So,
This is time sensitive. You have seconds.
oh yeah, I won't have time for that to activate, so I won't take trance.
Yes. It is right now at this point effectively snoop or die for your teammates. You're fine.
Yeah, that's why
You're not there. But it's
I
pretty
wasn't-
much snoop or die.
Unfortunately, I was not super confident in the first place. So, all right, 10, 12.
Hey, we can spend edge for somebody else, right?
No.
Only thing you can do that for is Lucky Duck and Lucky Cover. And that's 2 edge to let them dodge 1 attack.
Shit.
Yep.
And of course, I roll one hit when you need it.
Uh-huh. And oh, I am sorry, guys.
Beef.
No, you're not. Don't lie.
No, I am. I am, because you are about to get brutally, brutally murdered. And I am one of the nicer GMs. That said, I'm going to have fun gleefully murdering you. Now my sorrow is done with.
Tonn, now would be a great time to do a Force 8 mob mind edged.
I don't have mob mind.
You have a mage. Use him.
Yes, you have a mage, but
Hey,
he
GM,
has
question. How
Yes.
grouped are they?
intermixed around you. No, napalm is not going to save you now.
So that trick isn't gonna work a second time?
No, and I got in trouble for having let you actually kill that many people. So
GM,
please,
can we get pictures so I can visualize this? I need to
pictures of
figure out what I'm about to try and be badass and die.
so
If anyone tells Ikaros that Tonn threw some mind magic down, he's got a last minute play for you.
I'm okay
Hey,
with
Ikaros.
it.
Hey,
Ikaros,
Yeah.
Tonn fucked us.
pretty
Ow.
fucking hard.
How?
As
I
in,
mean, I know you guys are in deep shit right now.
He worked some crazy mind mumbo jumbo on this guy, and now
Make
we're
it
all
like,
about to die.
drop down like your head is explode, like you think your head's about to explode, and go what? And act like you have no clue what's going on, and start going, "Where am I?" and shit like that. Throw him under the bus.
no. Is Tonn right next to Gray?
That is a direct message to Gray, by the way.
No. Is Tonn right next to Gray?
Do
Tonn
it.
is,
Save your ass.
I'm
Piece
finishing.
of dog shit! You goddamn fucking moron! You mean to fucking tell me you mind magic somebody that is part of our company? Does anyone have a gun?
At this moment,
Hell,
Echo's gonna walk out of the storage room with a pistol drawn. He did what?
Mate. Wait.
I thought
Gary!
it'd be fun. I'm sorry. I didn't think they'd take it this seriously. We're part of the same corps.
I'm gonna
Gary!
put my predator to his head.
Kill
You want me to do it
Gary!
right here?
You killed Gary, you son of a bitch!
Who's Carrie?
I'm going to leave the
Sweetheart.
host to reboot because at this point in that comlink that I'm currently running this DNI call off of is getting crushed because there is no way this is going well.
Me the pleasure.
It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh wait, no, it's been a business doing pleasure with you. Sorry.
I call up Bubbles.
Okay, you're going to call up Bubbles, guys. You are currently in the small oval is the storage room. The rest of this is various machinery and pipes.
That would mean I'm about here.
Yes. And currently my scale is that each of these squares is 2.5 meters across.
So where are we?
You are over there by that small oval in the lower right.
Guys, I got this. I'll get you guys out. I'm throwing myself under the bus. Okay.
If this doesn't go well, you might get a bullet.
I'm okay with this because I didn't know about errata. I have a secondary character in mind. It's cool.
People don't play with mind magic.
Yeah, there is no chill. There is 0 chill on that issue.
I've seen it done once before, and it worked that time, but
Mind magic is something that you will get your character killed, potentially by other player characters, even if it works.
oh yeah, because right now Echo's got her pistol to his head and will pull the trigger to get out of there.
Ikaros won't work with if Tonn somehow finds a way out of there. Ikaros is going to be obvious. Yeah, this person used mind magic. They're a mind mage. That's like really, really evil.
You're yes, in the mission's errata, Land Snake.
Yeah, I thought it was way more subtle because I was reading it from the book. And it specifically says it's subtle. So I was like, oh, I can do this.
Well, the thing is to read is that mental spells, you always, even if it would normally control your thought, you get a test to perceive it.
And you set that and by going there, you set that threshold to 0.
Ah.
Which means
Yes.
basically he immediately knew those thoughts weren't his, even if he had to react to them. You may have controlled his thoughts, but as soon as that spell wore off, he knew his thoughts were controlled.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't realize it worked like that. Okay,
Yep.
like I said, I'm going to throw myself under this bus and try to get you guys out.
Well, let's see some initiative because they're not inclined to, give you guys a whole lot of time to talk it out.
Ooh, good roll.
All right, and before I start rolling for mooks, is anybody else going to do things?
I think I've stated what Ikaros is doing here.
I think we were doing our best to try and calm the hell into making these guys think we didn't know about this.
Yep, just figuring out what the 4 mooks are doing and what the head of security is going to do about it.
Spending an edge to go first.
Okay.
Casting a bind. Actually, I'm dual casting. A bind on Gray and Echo.
Say what?
I'm gonna try to make it look like I'm going to attack you guys and make it easy. Well, should I try a different spell other than bind then?
Bind is very effective at stopping people.
Okay, dual casting bind. One on Echo, one on Gray.
Okay.
You know this is not going to end well, right?
This is ending well for nobody except for Ikaros. And it's not ending well for him, it's just not ending terribly.
What do I roll? Or do I roll?
All right, so give me a moment to remember where the heck bind is. Because I am not usually a magic heavy person.
Don't ask me. This magic makes my brain hurt.
S3113.
Say again?
Street Grimoire, page 113.
Thank you. Okay, every net hit reduces you. Every net hit reduces your agility by 1.
Actively at
Okay.
1.
That'll put me at augmented 5.
Oof.
Yeah, if it dropped either of you to 0, you wouldn't be able to move.
I was
Yep,
trying to make it look
and,
like I was attacking you guys because I
excuse
saw
me.
you as a bigger threat.
Hey, Tonn, you said you're split casting. If you're multicasting, you split your dice pool. Are you reckless casting or are you split casting?
Reckless.
I'm pretty sure you have to do both, right?
Nope, you can totally multicast, but multicasting splits your dice pool. He can reckless cast.
Yep, I was reckless.
Okay. So give me those 2 resists for 6 for because you didn't put a force down. I'm going to assume you're casting at force 6
It was
since
6.
that is the default. Okay. So take me those 2 rolls for 6 against 6 drain. If the first one ends up knocking hits off, then that knocks hits off of Gray. Okay, first one is fine.
2 stun.
Congratulations, you have taken 2 stun. Echo, it is now your turn.
Okay, so Echo is at augmented 5. And this crazy mage just freaking bound her.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Tonn.
Don't be.
She don't know she don't know. She's gonna pull the trigger on that pistol she's got pointed at his head that she's been aiming. So aim single shot. Now what the hell does that reduce my dice pool to now that
Well, your effective agility is only 5. So it'd be your rating plus 5 plus whatever amount of aiming bonuses the GM wants to let you have.
You were aiming in narrative time. We're going to go with up to 2 if you can take 2, meaning you have 3 or more willpower.
yeah,
And up to 1 in initiative time by making it a simple action to shoot him. So up to 3 if you can take that many.
Okay, so that's pistol rating 6. Augmented 5, so 9 plus 3, so that's 12.
So I heard 6
Specialization.
and 5. So I heard 6 and 5, 11 specialization, and then would take that to 13. Aiming would take that to 16.
Okay.
If you have a
Oh,
smart
it's-
link, 18. Or
Also-
17 or 18 as appropriate.
I think it's 18 because it's plus 2 for the implanted.
It is indeed plus 2 for implanted smart link.
Okay. I'm sorry, Tonn. Five successes.
Are you comfortable with wait, I don't allow edge on PvP, so yes, you're at 5. Tonn, please roll me dodge, which is base
I have a
reaction plus
question.
intuition. Yes.
Because Tonn knows he fucked up, can he critically glitch on purpose?
He cannot critically glitch on purpose, however you can roll me composure to not dodge. You're looking for 3 hits to not dodge.
Okay, I just want to state that Tonn may know he fucked up, but does that mean Tonn's willing to commit suicide over it?
Yes, to get you guys out.
Well, kudos on the honor. Honestly, I will let you know this probably won't kill you.
I'm sorry, what's composure? I'm trying to find it. I'm not finding it.
It is reaction plus charisma.
No, it's
In-
willpower plus
intuition
charisma.
plus-
Willpower
Oh,
plus
that-
charisma.
Bleh. They're the same on his sheet, so it's 13 either way.
Wow.
Yes. You are looking for 3 hits. You have successfully not dodged. Echo, what is your damage code on that?
Wow. Okay, it's stick and shock, so 5 successes plus net hits, or net 5 successes can be 11 stun at -5.
Okay. With 5 net hits, it's 11 stun at -5.
Yep, predator.
Oof. So That's gonna be body plus
Body plus 3. I'm
body
not wearing
plus
my
3
mask.
because not wearing the mask and oof.
So 6 dice.
Yes, 6 dice.
Oh,
Congratulations. You have taken 11 stun. That is enough to knock him out.
and free action, she's going to say, somebody cuff him.
And 1 physical.
Sorry.
Nope, that does not. You have 11 boxes in your stun track.
I already took 2 for
Okay.
casting.
Yes, and that would roll over to 1 fizz. Echo? The chief is not listening to somebody cuff him. He's just been accused of being a mind mage. This is an exterritorial facility.
He's all yours?
Great, kill him.
Okay, so, Tonn, please roll me to soak 17p minus 1. Would you like to burn edge to survive?
No.
Okay.
Seriously?
Honestly, I think if my character survives, somehow you guys won't. And he's pretty
your
much burnt.
Your character living is no guarantee of their survival.
We are praying that appearing to be on their side will save us.
That's what I'm hoping. I'll burn edge just in case, but it's not like anybody in the shadows will work with Tonn anymore.
Honestly, Echo probably wouldn't have shot you if you hadn't cast on her.
Hence why I casted. Edge is burnt.
Ikaros' suggestion was just to pretend that you finally shook it off and were confused and dazed, and hope they didn't realize that you had it in a backpack.
Yep. So, edge is burnt on Tonn. You are not dead, but you are very down and appear dead.
You are emboldened.
And the other security are now looking around to see what they're gonna do. Echo, Gray, roll me con to have appeared to have shaken this off.
I'd like to reroll first.
Echo's going to spend edge. I'm going to spend edge. I'm spending edge.
Okay.
I know it's not a lot.
And I will remind you that there is the opportunity to smack down any opposed test.
If I ever needed to smack down, this was it. Yeah, I'm going to burn edge smackdown.
Okay.
I got the karma I can bring back.
Okay.
edge is burnt.
Yes, I hold off on that if you can. I have just been reminded that you have some serious situational modifiers. You are rolling at a +6. So roll your additional 6 dice and spend the edge, which if this screws up, you are then allowed to
Oh,
also, Gray, you get an additional 6 dice for situational.
okay. Fine.
Okay, so spend edge, reroll failures, +6.
+6.
Well, first roll your extra 6 dice.
Yep.
Roll failures.
So Gray, what is your social limit? 10?
5s, but since he's told me to do that, I'd still be failures on that test.
Okay. So we're going with you have got all 16 of those because that was on me. And
Okay, and Echo gets 6.
5, 6?
6.
5 hits. Yeah, 6 hits. 6 hits.
Okay, yep, 6 hits.
And I'll fix the burnt edge after the run because that's going to involve
Yep.
refeeding and all that.
Yep, no problem. My apologies on messing that
Oh
up.
no, seriously, I had no qualms about burning it. If there was ever a point she needed to burn one to live, this was it.
Yep. So, are we out of? Can Gray do some stuff?
I'm figuring that out right now. Echo, I do give you the opportunity to burn the edge to smack down that test. I will
Yeah, because I
tell you
didn't beat
guys
it.
that you guys are not walking out of the facility today.
Yeah, I'll take the I'll take the burnt one. I see that. I didn't win.
Okay. So you have burnt edge to convince them that you are under the effects of mind magic, which means that you're probably going to jail. So unless you are going to continue resisting, they are going to inform you that you are being detained.
Be like, gotta go. I have other work in other cities to get to. Same for my assistant. I got a hell lot of paperwork to file.
You
I'm
are
going.
not walking out of here today. You are being detained until we can do a full investigation.
I need to be in Chicago by tomorrow. Have a good night.
Okay, you are still in initiative time, and it is still, and we are going to say that this has taken the rest of that pass.
Okay, out of character. We're not walking out. We're going to jail.
Unless you guys manage to get out of here through them.
There's no grand con I can do just to leave.
You have just been part of a fatal incident. You are not currently suspects, but you are going to be investigated and held.
No, my character's just going to be gotta go. I'm leaving. You know, that mind boggled me. I have plenty of other cities I need to go to. I can't stay here, guys. I'll give you a number that you all can contact, but I gotta go. I'm doing this for the good. I'm doing this as a freelance, and I need to leave now and lose all the value I bring to this company.
Okay. However, top of initiative, it is Echo. because if you are going to continue to try and act at that level, I am going to keep it in initiative time for now.
Echo's gonna holster her pistol and hands up. Do what you gotta do. But I don't think there's any way we're getting out of here without cooperating.
All right, so Echo, you have been told to drop the gun and come with me, please. That's the chief. Are you going to comply?
She complies.
All right. And you head along, and so Gray, you are attempting to con.
Out.
You're dealing with just the four goons.
Gonna look like guys. Would just make this process easier if I came with you folks.
Yeah, that's the orders.
Investigate me. I'll let you all pat me down. I got nothing really of value.
All right. I'm sorry that this is the orders, but these are the orders, and
Guys, you're
pats
doing
you
your
down
job.
gently.
I appreciate
And
that.
you have sold that you guys are victims, and you will be held for a week of enforced downtime while they investigate. Neither of you have anything horrendously illegal on your persons, and I believe you have a license for everything on your persons.
Unfortunately, their sin that they're using is about to explode.
Oh yeah, that sin is now hotter than hell.
Well, that's the issue, is that
And-
they're going to get
and
through
the
their...
Kyoko sins are going to expire midway through.
Yep.
I left my R4 behind with the. When the Kyoko sin goes, she's gonna be sinless.
Yes.
Ikaros will call the Johnson and tell him that the mission is a failure, that the mage hired acted rashly and ended up causing the mission to become a failure. I will update him with the information that we have now, and I will apologize for that issue.
So, at this point, we're going to end the run with Gray and Echo. Unless you hear back from me, you have a week of enforced downtime, and we'll come out of it with minus the Kyoko sin, anything actively forbidden on your persons, as nudge nudge, wink wink, security professionals, etc., because they are being as courteous to victims as possible.
Nope, I don't think I took anything forbidden.
As a note, Echo, some of your ammo is quite possibly forbidden.
Oh, those are still in there.
Yeah, if there's, a PDS, they're not returning it.
Oh, yeah. And nope, the narco jet's actually only restricted. Yep, I'll burn that.
you burn the APDS. You are definitely down for a week during the investigation, and I will give you that you managed to pin the fake sins on the mind mage who was controlling you.
Favor?
Unless you hear back from me, that TD has overruled what I have said and has inflicted something nicer or harsher, that is what you end up with. You also end up with 4 karma. And Tonn, you're getting 5 legacy GMP to assign to your next character after their first run. Those can be redeemed just like any other GMP. And Ikaros, you are getting that same 4 karma.
All right. Quick question about that. Since Tonn is pretty much dead because there's nothing I can do with them, do I just go straight to the character creation?
If you are retiring Tonn, and do not have anything else for him, I'm going to see about putting up something from media to honor him. Well, to dishonor him, actually, because...
I'll dishonor the shit out of him. It's fine. I'm cool with it.
Well, they're going to spin it up as they caught an attempted terrorist and his mind-controlled pawns, who are not named because they were not aware of their own actions.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
I feel bad
dude,
that he
my-
actually died. I thought we were going to be able to pull you out or something. That's why.
Dude, I feel bad because if I would have fucking known about how mind magic works now, because I didn't ever see any errata, like I pulled up the core rulebook just to make sure. I was like, oh, it's pretty subtle.
It
It's not.
is until you actually go and read the missions
The
FAQs.
The thing is that even by raw, you get a perception check automatically.
Yep.
And it's not part of the spell name, it's part of the keyword mental.
Yep.
You always get a perception check against mental spells.
And there's also
Even if
the
you're
fact that casting at force equal to spell casting always gives you a threshold, always gives you a chance to perceive that magic has happened.
Exactly.
It doesn't let you know what it is, but by casting it in spell casting equal to magic, it is a threshold 0 test.
And if you know that you've been magicked,
And if
then
you
you
know
pretty
you've
much can assume
been
that.
magicked,
Sorry.
no problem.
Can I work for the man to try to repay Echo on this?
Yep. And I think we're going to be done on the stream because we are now in just bookkeeping. And yes, you can work for the man to repay Echo so that Echo is not out extra money. And to prevent
Alrighty,
player
folks.
economy problems.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, if
No
anyone
problem.
uses reagents,